Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on this beautiful Monday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, sports, economics, and so much more. I'm your host, Glenora Shipura. Getting into the news tonight, the first ever My Zone Schools esports competition took place at the HTTPS building of the Namibia University of Science and Technology, where participants were playing exciting games like FC24, NBA 2K24, and the Ireland Grey Entrepreneurship Challenge. These participants competed for prizes worth up to 10,000 Namibian dollars. Shura Rivkin is the winner of the FC24 match. He gives a brief interview of how the match was.
Yes, viewers, we are now joined by the first place and the champion of FC24, and he is the champion of the My Zone Schools esports competition for FC24. Shura, tell us how you're feeling right now.
Well, I'm feeling ecstatic right now. I mean, I just won. All my friends were supporting me. And so I feel like I did them proud. And one of my other friends, Mikhail, was supporting me the entire way. So I feel very good right now.
I mean, this final was quite intense, but apart from that, can you take us maybe through some other games that were quite intense? Was there any other opponent that gave you a run for your money?
It was my two previous games against, I think the person's name was Keanu and then Benny. Those two were my hardest. Shout out to them. They played very well, including my final opponents. They played all tremendously. I just played a bit better.
Yeah, I mean, you took the lead twice, and then you obviously lost the lead, and then it went to penalties. Just take us through how you're feeling during the penalty shootout. It must have been nerve-wracking.
I was completely nervous. I didn't know whether I would score or not, but somehow I did and just kept going until I saved the last penalty. And obviously, I jumped up a bit, which I found a bit disrespectful to my opponent.
Yeah. But again, I must say, I would just like to congratulate you again for coming out as the champion for FC24, and I would like to pass on your gold medal to you. There you go. And as well as your first place prize, the keyboard right there. And again, I would just like to congratulate you, man. Thank you.
In our next story, the Ministry of Mines and Energy, in collaboration with the Northern Electricity Distributor and the Rundu Town Council, recently held a handover ceremony for an electrification project in Rundu's Dama Extension 6. The project will benefit over 150 houses, with provisions made to benefit an additional 150 houses. Now, the Deputy Minister of Mines and Energy, Cornelia Shilunga, shares more. Nikano Nangolo was there and gave this report.
Therefore, through the electrification program of the Ministry of Mines and Energy, the government is pleased to witness another addition to Namibia's world-class infrastructure portfolio through the realization of this peri-urban electrification here in Dama, in the town of Rundu. Today marks a significant milestone in our journey towards inclusive and sustainable development. Access to electricity is not just a matter of convenience. It's a fundamental human right and a crucial enabler of progress. With this project, we are not merely lighting up homes, but igniting the potential within every member of our communities. The influx of people from rural to urban and peri-urban areas runs at an alarming rate, and many of our peri-urban areas have been left out for far too long, deprived of reliable, safe and affordable electricity benefit. These are areas that have shown remarkable resilience and creativity despite limited resources. With the implementation of this project, we are acknowledging the efforts and providing them with the tools they need.
Jamil Smith, the quality manager at Riho Meat Processing, talks about the food safety and quality testing process. The abattoir and meat processing facility in Rehoboth is the first of its kind that is purpose-built for Wagyu beef and commercial beef for international markets, game for SADC, and mutton for local. All that's pending is the Directorate of Veterinary Service Audit and Registration. Jemima Biekas reports.
So die PA, ons neem PA van elke karkas wat er deurkom. Dit is om bepaal die asset level van die karkas. Dit bepaal ook of die dier wel stress-free die wetenschap gekomen en tijdens de verslachting. En dan ook bepaal het ook die bloei gedeelte wat er gedoen was. Die PA het ook dan de directe effect op de kwaliteit van die karkas. En dan
The American city of San Antonio renewed the standing memorandum of understanding with the city of Windhoek, emphasizing a keen focus on water resource management. The renewed agreement aims to strengthen collaboration and exchange expertise in sustainable water practices, ensuring long-term benefits for both cities. The signing was followed by a public lecture at NAST on water resource management and urban sustainability, where Mayor Ron Nierenberg and Senior Vice President of the San Antonio Water System, Donovan Burton, delivered lectures on the innovative ways in which their city is managing the scarce resource of water amidst climate change. Jemima Dembele reports.
This morning, the mayor of San Antonio, Ron Nierenberg, renewed the standing memorandum of understanding with the city of Windhoek, emphasizing a keen focus on water resource management. The renewed agreement aims to strengthen collaboration and exchange expertise in sustainable water practices, ensuring long-term benefits for both cities. The signing was followed by a public lecture at NAST on water resource management and urban sustainability, where Mayor Nierenberg and Senior Vice President of the San Antonio Water System delivered lectures on innovative ways in which their city is managing the scarce resource of water amidst climate change.
Why we are here is we want to learn from the city of Windhoek, the state of Namibia, and we also want to bring some of our values. Again, I'll note we just came from the 2020 the signing of an agreement, a memorandum of agreement, the city of Windhoek, where we talk about continuing our collaboration on sharing of water reclamation issues, wastewater systems, water loss, which is a very big focus of the San Antonio water system going forward, conservation, desalination, and other collaborative projects. We also came and signed a similar agreement, again I referred to in 2016. We met your esteemed president at the time as well, and the former mayor at that time. They were both very good agreements, and again, lots of good collaboration since then. We've learned a lot from each other.
Moving on, the High Court Judge Petrus Unengu delivered the judgment on the 20-year-old Caprivi treason trial today, finding the 8 accused men guilty of high treason and various offenses under the Arms and Ammunition Act, Act 34 of 1995, amended by Act 4 of 1993, and the Immigration Control Act 7 of 1993, which was also amended. Now charges of sedition and public violence were discharged. The accused are Progress Munuma, Shine Samu Landela, Manuel Makendano, Alex Mushakwa, Diamond Salufu, Frederick Ntambilwa, Hosta Ntombo, and John Tembwe. And the last of our top stories, President Nangolo Bumba has hailed the late Katrina Hansehimara as a true patriot. The burial of the former education minister took place over the weekend. Let's take a look.
And unity. Indeed, she was a model patriot and a committed cadre. Thank you, Comrade Katrina, my friend and young sister, for having been part of our lives. Though the spark in your eyes are no more, you have left us with endless memories that will continue to burn bright through the ages. May your brave soul rest in eternal peace, and I thank you.
You can read more on these stories in the Namibian Sun tomorrow. On the other side of the break, we take a look at our story of the day.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
Getting into our story of the day, Police Inspector General Joseph Shikongo called on members of the police force to be apolitical and to prepare themselves to maintain law and order during the upcoming national elections in November. Shikongo made the remarks during the closing of the Police Force Command Conference, which started on Monday at Ongwediva in the Oshana region. Tuemo Haidula was there and gave this report.
The Namibian Police Force has always been and must remain a bastion of impartiality and fairness. So the Office of Inspector General is disturbed to hear of cases of officers involved in politics. And the Inspector General and the management will leave no stone unturned to deal with those that are involving in politics while serving in the Namibian Police Force. That must be very clear. Our duty is to serve and protect every citizen and visitor rights with equal respect, regardless of their political affiliations or personal beliefs. Let us remain steadfast in our pledge to uphold the principles, for they are the bedrocks of public trust and the confidence in our Constitution.
Residents of the Havana informal settlement feel abandoned by the city of Windhoek. After the break, we expand on why this is.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
Getting into our community talk, residents of the Havana informal settlement feel abandoned by the city of Windhoek, accusing it of deliberately neglecting to fully service the Havana proper settlement since 2016. Now, according to the residents, the municipality has instead renamed the unserviced portion of the land to Havana Proper Extended 3, making fake promises to service it, promises that have yet to materialize. Neighborhood Committee Secretary John Ileka shared more during a meeting recently. Marriott Gula was there and gave this video.
And then we asked them, where is the money? Because this portion, which is left here, is just deliberately left. Where is the money for this portion which is left out? Why do they say that this is not Havana proper? While we have some evidence, just hold this for me, while we have evidence that this is Havana proper, on several occasions, we write a letter to them. Then we ask them, if you say this is not Havana, if you say that this is not Havana proper, then I ask them, this is HP Havana proper standpipe number 46, and this is HP, which stands for Havana proper. Then here they service this area. Then I ask them, this one B not serviced, Havana proper standpipe number 43, HP, why this one is not? But they never even respond to us. How do we feel? We have also kids who need electricity to read, and they are kids. So they cannot just always say, this is the people from Havana, the people from Havana. But whenever there is an election, so they came to campaign to Havana people here, but they never even count for us.
Moving on, according to Economic News, Bumba engages banks over high bank charges. Do stay tuned for this. Getting into our economic news, President Nangolo Mbumba met with Namibian bank executives to address concerns over high interest rates, excessive charges, and services. During the meeting with banks' chief executive officers and managing directors, the president underscored the importance of public sentiment, highlighting the persistent complaints about the banking sector. He called on financial institutions to investigate these concerns, acknowledging the validity of some complaints while also noting that others may be unfounded. Today's meeting combines an apt platform for us to exchange ideas and compare notes. Most importantly, we can listen not only to your concerns and complaints, but you too can also listen to ours, especially what the Namibian people out there are saying on things such as high interest rates, excessive banking charges, and sometimes services which are not as desired. he said on Friday. Now, despite this, he said banks actively foster entrepreneurship, drive innovation, and promote technological advancement, making a significant impact on both national and global economies. He highlighted that the banking sector must remain well regulated, a function done very well by the Bank of Namibia. That concludes our economic news. Let's take a look at our financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 23.69, against the euro at 19.99, against the US dollar at 18.50. 2 Namibian dollars and 55 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the commodities market, platinum went up, while gold, copper, and Brent crude oil went down. Brent crude oil trading at 1.11%, going for $80 and 72 cents per barrel. Getting into our international news, Israel's Security Cabinet has authorized Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his defense minister to decide when and how to retaliate for a deadly rocket attack Israel and the US say was carried out by the Lebanese Shia militant group Hezbollah. Ministers met in an emergency session in the wake of the strike on the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights on Saturday evening, which killed 12 children and teenagers from the Druze community. Hezbollah has denied responsibility. It was the deadliest cross-border incident in months of exchanges of fire between the two sides. The attack has heightened fears that what has been relatively contained hostility so far could spiral into an all-out war. Western governments are urging Israel to show restraint in its response. The White House said it had been in continuous discussions with Israeli and Lebanese counterparts since the horrific attack on the playing field in the Druze town of Majdal Shams. It said it was also working on a diplomatic solution along the Blue Line, the unofficial frontier between Israel and Lebanon, that will end all attacks once and for all. Let's now take a look at our weather predictions. Getting into our weather predictions, Katima Mlilo can expect a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius, while Windhoek can expect partly cloudy conditions with a minimum of 5 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 21 degrees Celsius. Rehoboth can expect sunny weather conditions with a minimum of 6 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 22 degrees Celsius, while Hendes Bay can expect partly cloudy conditions with a minimum of 11 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 14 degrees Celsius. Let's take a look at the world of sports. Alex Miller was forced to withdraw from his Paris 2024 Olympic Games mountain bike cross-country race. The 23-year-old Namibian national champion injured his hand in a crash during the third lap, which caused him to be unable to control the handlebar. According to the team coach Hans du Toit, he has suffered a fracture to his hand. Miller, who had a starting position in the back row of the 36 competitors and was in position 29 after the first of the 8 laps, also had bad luck during the second lap with a flat front tire. Definitely sad news for the Namibian, but we are proud of him. With that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Thank you for joining Sunset News on this beautiful Monday evening. From me, Glenn Rashipura. Until next time.